This is Dave from Iron Blackbird Cycles. We're getting ready to put this oil pan back in. It's all been cleaned, flushed, run through. Try to get this thing back in with the gasket in place. It's going to be an issue. We'll pull the gasket out for the moment until I get this pan in. There we go. Oh, now so we can slide this gasket in. This motor had metal shavings all through it. To this day, we're still don't know totally why. Couldn't find any bearings that were bad. We did find some lifter issues. It could have all come from the lifters. Somehow I don't think so. It's too many metal shavings. They're in the oil filter and everywhere, so. Not heavy stuff, real fine stuff, but still there. And we're going to bump this thing up to a 131, so one of those deals where we want to make sure there is nothing going to cause any problems after the fact we put this back together. Try to get a couple of these holding this gasket in place. While we try to line this pan up, you guys are following on the videos, and you know we've got the block back together with the new stroker S&S flywheels in it. And of course it's going to be fun, so get an Allen wrench. Just trying to get these corners in so we can hold that gasket in place. That way I don't have to worry about it slipping on us. Let's start all these. Let's start all these bolts so that before I start tightening any of them up, that way I take them each a little, a little bit at a time, then we know the pan goes up evenly. At least they gave us an access hole in the frame to get to that one. That was not going to be so easy. I get my little wrench. Any of you have this tool. This is what you use to get on top of rocker boxes on Evos and all of them so that you can slide in between the frame. There's just enough room in these pockets of this transmission that you can use this on these as well. In fact, I think I used that to pull every one of those out, so I don't think there was anywhere couldn't get to that. Just trying to get these run in about halfway, all the way around. I've seen some videos on YouTube where guys have taken the oil pan out and they always take the back wheel out. It's not necessary. It might have looked that way from the get-go, but it's not necessary. I was able to get that pan in and out easily. And that was even with the motor in it. I know I got the transmission lifted a little bit here with a ratchet strap, but when I pulled that pan out, it was down, so you can get it out. The one thing you got to remember is take the dipstick out, because that dipstick goes down in this pan, and it's going to give you a hard time pulling that out. That piece of plastic stuck down in there. That's it. I really don't want to torque those all the way down yet. Let me move the camera. Should have got that oil out of here, but I'll get it out a little bit. The second bolt back as well. There's enough of an access hole in the frame that you can get to it. You can also get to it just before the frame to put that bolt in. I know you can't see much, but I got all the parts organized and boxed up for this thing, being as we knew it was going to be apart for a little bit. But well, I'll give Harley enough credit, at least this time. They actually thought far enough ahead, the engineers, to put holes in this cross brace that goes across underneath the transmission where you can get to these bolts. And I think what Harley's done over the years has decided that they can cut their text time down if they make it easier to work on them, which they never did in the past. Okay, got those in. I'm gonna tighten those up for y'all. And I'll get some video, I'll tighten a couple up, and then you can figure out I've done the rest. Get this oil out of the way. I'm draining the transmission and everything. Watch me spill it all over the floor. Set it over here on this table till I get ready to take it out. I got a used oil barrel outside. Thinking about putting in a used oil furnace, to be honest. If I get enough of it around here, it'd be beneficial. Or at least a small oil burner furnace somewhere. But my paint booth is also in this building, and I can't have oil fumes floating around in here, so it's not that great of an idea. To be honest, even though it'd save me a lot of money, if I had a separate paint booth, that'd be one thing, but I don't. I mean, I have a separate paint booth, but it's still in the same building. And I don't care what you do. I don't know if a lot of y'all won't know this, but any silicone. I don't allow any type of silicone oils in my shop. And there's a reason for that. If you want to screw up a paint job, all you got to do is let somebody anywhere in the shop. I don't care if it's all the way across the shop and your shop's 100 feet long. If you spray silicone-based oil, or you spray WD-40 in this shop, and it'll screw up the next 3 paint jobs, just because the stuff floating around in the air. It will make a paint job fish eye so fast it'll make your head spin. I'm just snugging these till I get my ratchet with the right one on it. But that's a cool little hack. Yeah, I hope I can see the damn thing. There it is. But they left just enough room to get in there and get to those. Kind of amazing on their behalf. Okay. I could do those with that, but I got a better tool that I can get in there. Get all the way around this thing. Also, another good tool. You can get these at Harbor Freight or anywhere. It has a 3/8 drive ratchet on one side and a 1/4 inch drive ratchet on the other, and it's real thin, so you can get in tight spots when you need to, but we use these things all the time. Just like here, if I had a full-size ratchet on this, I probably would not be able to clear it without jacking the bike up. By the way, all the bolts on the bottom of these pans are all the same size, so you can't get them mixed up. And I would not over tighten these. Because I would think you could crack this pan fairly easily. That's it. Good thing Harley give us that access point through the frame right there. And there's nothing special on the other side. We're 3/4 way around. I just got to tighten up the 3 on the other side. And that'll have the oil pan back in this. And once that's all tightened down, then there is the block ready to go back in with the S&S stroker flywheels ready to assemble. We'll go ahead and put the oil plug back in this while we're well, I might have to get a socket. Looks like the wrench is going to be too long for that. Grab a shorter wrench. That doesn't need to be that tight. There's an O-ring on those you replace if those start leaking. Got a stubby wrench. Went and hitting the table with it. And that ought to be all the pressure you put on that. Enough to hold that in. Enough to keep it tight, keep it where it don't vibrate out. But there is no sense in over tightening that. You'll bust that pan. So you see those 2 holes there. This is what will keep you from getting that pan out. We got a bracket right here. This is your hold your exhaust, crossover going underneath, and that bolts up right behind this. Bolts to the top of the not the pan, but the actual transmission part of the pan, and hangs down right behind that. So it's impossible to pull that pan out the back with this bracket on there. And I would think probably it would not be, stuck that in the wrong hole. It would not work well, even if you were taking it out the front. It's probably going to hamper. It's probably going to hamper you in some way. Trying to do this blind so I don't block you guys. That handy dandy valve cover ratchet will work. Good for this as well. I make another one of these Lang tools. It's for intake bolts. I showed that in another video. But and that will conclude putting the pan back on this. Now the next step will be, I'm going to leave that pool up there, but what we're going to do is we'll probably put a jack under it. That way when we drop that block in, we can slide that block in and get it on the guide pins, because we'll have to have those out of the way.